Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. We are going to get started today at the top of our mat. I'm going to have Kate face us. So let's go ahead, stand with our feet hip width distance wide, palms face forward, and let's go ahead and close the eyes. Really activate the quads, pull the kneecaps up, pull the belly in. Take a nice deep breath, bring your hands together at the top of your head, find prayer. Hold at the top of that inhale and then exhale, hands down through heart center. Again, inhale, reach up. Hold on that top of that inhale and then exhale the hands down through heart center. Let's blink the eyes open. Inhale, reach up, interlace the fingers, push the palms up towards the sky. Take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, go ahead, bend to the right. Option to take that left leg and place it behind the right leg. Really push the hips over to the left. Let's inhale back to center, bring that left foot down and switch it out. Lean over to the left, right leg behind the left leg. Push the hips over to the right. Inhale back to center, right foot comes back. Interlace the hands behind the back, puff up the chest. Take a little back bend, gaze up. Exhale, start to bend the knees. Let's find a forward fold. You can return to the head of your mat if you're not there already, like Kate. Bend the knees, and let's kind of sink into this. If this is too extreme for your first forward fold, option to take the hands down to the ground. We're going to bend the left knee, straighten the right knee, peel that right shoulder open, take a little twist. Exhale, switch it out, bend the right knee, straighten the left. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale, come back to center. Let's release the hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, nice straight spine. Exhale, walk the hands over to the right, find that forward fold. Inhale, back through center, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold to the left. Inhale, halfway lift, back through center. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back into your plank position. Exhale all the way down onto the belly. Inhale into your cobra. Really shine the chest forward. Hang out here, gaze up towards the sky. And then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Let's walk out the feet, bending into one knee and then the other. Drive one ankle down and then the other. Think about driving that tailbone up towards the sky. And let's go ahead and run through one sun cell. Bend the knees, gaze in between the hands, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach the arms up overhead, gaze up at the fingertips. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, follow that prayer all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back into your plank position. Option to come down all the way down or halfway down. Inhale into your cobra or upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Drive those heels down to the ground. Relax the head, neck, jaw. Spread those fingers out nice and wide. On the inhale, we're going to rock it to a bear pose. Hover the knees above the mat, almost like a tabletop, but knees are lifted. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, bear pose, lower it down. Inhale, down, exhale, downward facing dog. One more time, let's find that bear pose. Hover the knees, hold it here. Pull that belly up and in. And then exhale, tabletop position. Drop the knees down onto the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Let's take a couple cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze forward. Exhale, round the spine. Push the floor away, tuck the chin to the chest. Rock through this, following your own breath, your own movement. Maybe take some circles with those hips. Really trying to accentuate the movement of the spine, where the spine connects with the hips and the rib cage. Just moving all that around. Beautiful. 2 more deep breaths here. And when you're ready, at the end of that second exhale, taking your time to get there, we'll find a nice neutral tabletop position. We're going to ground down into the left hand, reach the right arm nice and high up towards the sky, peel the chest open, exhale, thread the needle, right hand behind the left wrist, right shoulder drops down, head down onto the ground. Option to take that left hand, walk it forward, or maybe take a half bind. The back of the left hand touches the low back. Relax the neck and shoulders. Beautiful. One more deep breath in. And on your exhale, that left hand can come back underneath the left shoulder. Reach that right arm all the way up towards the sky. Take that right leg and step it all the way to the back of the mat. Find a modified side lunge. Then take your right arm and reach it up and overhead. Maybe kind of reach and take a little back bend. Open up the chest. Come back, reach that right arm up towards the sky. Reach the right leg up nice and high. Maybe bend the right leg. Reach back with the right hand. Grab a little bind here. Take a nice deep breath in, release that foot, step it all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach up, crescent moon. Find that nice low lunge. Sink the hips down, maybe take a back bend with that upper body. On your exhale, half splits. Left hand is going to stay down, right arm is going to reach up nice and high. Find a little twist in that half splits. And we're going to come back into that crescent moon, but this time we're going to lift that left arm up nice and high. The right hand's going to find that left hamstring, modified exalted warrior. And we're going to rock through this again. Half splits with a twist, right arm reaches up. And then bend into that right knee, right arm reaches back, left arm reaches up, exalted. Nice job. One more time. Let's find that half splits with a twist. And our modified exalted warrior. Left hand comes to the inside of the right foot. Right arm reaches up nice and high. Tuck the left toes under. Lift the left knee off of the mat. Find that revolve lunge. Really hug that right knee in towards the belly. Take a nice deep breath in on your exhale, Skandasana to the back of the mat. Bend into that left knee, right toes up towards the sky. Option to bring your hands in prayer, or maybe your fingertips find the floor for extra balance. Beautiful. Option to bring your arms out like little airplane wings. Launch off that back leg, warrior two. Bend into the right toes, face forward. Shoulders in line with each other. Gaze goes over the right fingertips. Let's start to interlace the hands behind the back and straighten through that right leg. Open that left shoulder open and start to come into your Trikonasana with this bind. Push the hips towards the back of the room. Gaze up towards the sky. Open up that chest. Nice strong core to keep you lifted here. For one more deep breath in. On your exhale, reverse your triangle. Release your grip. Reach your right arm up and back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, find that low lunge, step that right foot back to join your left, and take your vinyasa flow. We will end up back in our downward facing dog. Lift the hips up nice and high. So we're going to come back into our bear pose, bend the knees, hover them above the mat. Lift the right leg away from the ground, and then extend it up to the sky, three-leg down dog. Come back down into that bear pose, right toes on the ground. This time left leg shoots it back, three-leg down dog. One more time each side. Bend the knees, hover them, bear pose. Lift that right leg up, three-leg down dog. Bend the knees, toes come down, left leg reaches up, three-leg down dog. Bear pose, hover it down, and then let's drop the knees, tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, and we'll get right into it. Ground into that right hand this time, left arm reaches up nice and high. Exhale, thread the needle, let that left hand come behind the right wrist. And if you took the half bind on the other side, let's balance it out. Maybe grab for your left hip crease, or maybe just your low back. Wherever you're at, breathe here. Relax that head all the way down to the mat. One more deep breath in. And then go ahead, take that right hand, place it underneath the shoulder. Reach that left arm up nice and high. Then take that left leg, shoot it all the way to the back of your mat. Find that modified side plank. Reach the left fingertips up overhead. Maybe take a little back bend here. Nice. Left arm reaches up towards the sky. Left leg reaches up towards the sky. And then bend that left leg, reach back. See if you can grab for that foot teardrop shape. For one nice deep breath in. And then shoot that left leg all the way to the front of the mat. Plant it down. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, crescent moon. Exhale, hands come down, half splits. Right hand stays down, left arm reaches up nice and high. And we're coming for that modified exalted warrior. Reach up, left hand reaches back, right arm up. Right hand comes down, straighten the left leg, left arm reaches up. Beautiful. One more time, rock it back. And come all the way down, half splits, left arm up. Let's go ahead, bend into that left leg. Right hand comes to the inside of that left foot. Left arm stays reaching up. Tuck the right toes under, right knee off the mat. Hug that left knee in towards your belly. Reach up, gaze up. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Bend into that right knee, left toes up towards the sky. Option to bring your hands in prayer, or if you need support, go ahead, bring your hands down onto the ground. Option to keep your hands where they're at or bring them out like little wings. Launch off that right leg. Warrior two. Left toes pointed forward. Bend into that left knee. Interlace the hands behind the back. Puff up the chest. Straighten through that left leg. Push the hips towards the back of the mat. Peel that right shoulder open and find your Trikonasana with this bind. Activate your core. Nice deep breaths. Feel that awesome stretch in that left leg. Go ahead, release your bind, reverse your triangle, reach that left arm up and back. Cartwheel the hands down onto the ground and take your vinyasa flow. Step it back and run through. We will meet in a downward facing dog. We're here in this down dog for 5 whole breaths. So if this is not restful for you, go ahead and find a child's pose. Beautiful. Coming to the end of our breath here. So if you're in a child's pose, make your way back into that down dog. Lift that tailbone nice and high. We're going to shimmy our feet together, heels and big toes to touch. Let's come back into our plank pose. And we're going to come into a side plank with the right hand being our foundation. So roll it over, lift that left arm nice and high. Kick that left leg up towards the sky. And we're coming in for a wild thing. So step that left foot behind the right leg, reach it up and over, find a back bend with the chest. That right leg stays nice and straight. And then take that left leg, step it all the way to the front of the mat. Find a lunge. Keep that left hand down. Let's take it in front of the left toes. Reach the right arm up nice and high. Half moon, launch off that back leg. Kick through that right heel. Reach that right fingertips up nice and high. Maybe gaze up towards your right hand. Maybe see if you can get those left fingers to hover. We're here for 3. Warrior 2 and 2. And 1, gently drop that right leg back, bend into that left knee, gaze over the left fingertips, take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, reach that left fingertips as forward as you can, and then find your side angle. Option to take the left elbow on the left knee, but we're going in for a bind. So reach that left arm up and underneath your left thigh and see if you can grab a hold of your left hand with your right. If you can't, maybe you have a strap. Or maybe you just kind of energetically reach for your fingers. Take nice deep breaths here. We're here for 3. Keep that bend in that left knee for 2. And 1, release that bind. Hands come down to the ground. Wide leg forward fold. Walk your hands over to the right. Feet parallel to the front and back of the mat. Relax your head, relax your jaw. And let's inhale to halfway lift, fingertips down on the ground. Left hand is going to come beneath the gaze. Right arm is going to reach up towards the sky. Find a little twist. Switch it out. Right hand down, left arm reaches up. Lower that hand down. Walk your hands back over to the front of the mat. Low lunge. Plant those hands. Lift that left leg up nice and high. 3-leg down dog. And then fallen star, take your left leg under your right, slide it out long on the floor, reach that right arm up nice and high. And then kind of a funky move, we're going to slowly lower our hips all the way down onto the mat. Take the left foot to the inside of the right inner thigh. Sit up nice and tall, and then take your right hand to the inside of your right knee and use that hand to twist your body towards the left. Maybe you can slide your hand down onto your mat and your right forearm can come to the inside of your right shin, and then your left arm is going to reach up and over. Peel your left shoulder open. Reach as if you're reaching for your right toes, but no pressure to touch. One more deep breath in. And on your exhale, let's reach that left arm up. Take that left hand, plant it to its downward dog stance in the front of the mat. Then lift your hips up. Reach that right arm up and overhead. Take a little counter stretch. Beautiful. And then the right hand is going to come for its downward facing dog spot. We're going to come back into our downward facing dog. Spin that left foot down to join your right hips up towards the sky. Nice job. Breathe here. One more deep breath in, and on your exhale, let's bring our toes and our heels to touch. Come into our plank pose from here, and this time the left hand's going to be our foundation. Our right arm is going to reach up nice and high. Reach that right leg up towards the sky, and we're coming for our wild thing, right leg behind the left. Keep that left leg straight, and then reach the right fingertips up and overhead. And then that right leg is going to come all the way to the front of the mat. Find that low lunge. Right hand plants itself in front of the right toes. Lift that left leg nice and high. Lift the left fingertips, half moon. Peel it open. Stack that left hip on top of the right. Kick through that left heel for 3. Maybe hover those fingertips for 2. Warrior 2, gently drop that left foot down, gaze over the right fingertips, bend into that front knee, reach the right fingertips forward, and then let's find that side angle on this side. We're going for that bind, so really wrap that right arm underneath that right thigh and then reach back with that left hand and see if you can grab for those fingertips. Keep that nice strong bend. Keep peeling the chest open. Maybe gaze up towards the sky for 3. 2, release your bind, wide leg forward fold, walk your hands to the left. Let's kind of really dig into this wide leg forward fold. Bend the knees if you need to, relax the head, relax the jaw. Maybe your forearms can touch the ground. Maybe you take your feet in your hands like Kate here. On our inhale, let's find a halfway lift. We're going to take a little bit of a deeper twist. So your left hand is going to grab for your right shin. And your right arm can either stay where it's at, or maybe you find a half bind. That right arm is going to reach up and around. Maybe gaze over that right shoulder. Keep twisting and keep pushing your hips to the left. Nice deep breath in. On your exhale, untwist. Left arm is going to reach for the... right arm's going to reach for the left shin. Peel it open, reach it up to find whatever variation did with the other side here. And breathe. Keep pushing your hips to the right. Beautiful. One more deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the hands. Walk it all the way to the front of the mat for that low lunge. The left hand is going to stay down, the right, just kidding. We're going to shoot that right leg back, 3 leg down dog, and we're coming for our fallen star on this side. Right leg is going to go underneath the left arm is going to reach up nice and high, and then nice and gently lower your hips all the way down onto the mat. Right foot is coming to the inside of the left inner thigh, and then left hand comes to the inside of the left knee. Use that hand to twist yourself open, and then slide your hand down as much as you can. Maybe your forearm touches the ground, maybe not. Reach that right arm up and overhead. Really try to sink that right hip down into the ground. Peel that right shoulder open. Beautiful, nice deep breaths. Breathe into the right side of the body. Let's inhale back through center. Right hand comes to its downward facing dog spot. Lift the hips up. Come onto that right knee. Reach the left arm back. And then the left hand's going to find its spot in downward facing dog, and we're going to come into downward facing dog. Lift the hips up nice and high. And then let's drop onto our knees, big toes to touch. Let's find a little child's pose. Sit the hips back onto the heels. Slow your breathing here and take some time to relax. Forehead down onto the mat. On your inhale, let's ground our hands down into the mat, lift the elbows off of the floor. Let's roll our bodies down onto the mat and find a cobra. There we go, nice. On the exhale, let's come back into that child's pose. Lift the hips, yeah, forehead down to the mat. Inhale into our cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Try to get nice and fluid with the spine here. Inhale into your cobra pose. Exhale, child's pose. Nice job. One more time into our cobra pose. And this time, let's exhale all the way down onto our belly. We're going to bring our body towards the right side of our mat. So scooch your right side of your body all the way towards the right side of your mat. Left arm is going to go out like a cactus arm. So elbows in line with the shoulder. And if this is too much for your shoulder, option to bring that left arm out nice and long. Right hand is going to come underneath the right shoulder, and you're gently going to start to push the floor away, peel the right shoulder. You should feel a stretch in that left chest. Option to take that right foot up and over. If this is too deep, again, straighten that left arm out nice and long. Try to get those right toes to touch the ground. Relax the head, relax the jaw. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way back down onto the mat, and let's go ahead, scooch ourselves to the left side of our mat. Right arm out like a little cactus, 90-degree angle, elbow in line with the shoulder, left hand underneath the left shoulder, gentle push, peel. Relax the head, maybe lift the left leg up and over the right. Breathe. One more deep breath in. Exhale, relax it all the way down onto the mat. Center yourself on your mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Let's lift it up into our downward facing dog. Let's bring our hands shoulder width distance apart from each other, which might feel kind of awkward in this downward facing dog. We're going to make our way into a Malasana Yogi squat. Now, some of you might just want to step one foot out to the outside, followed by the opposite. And some of you might want to get some air if you're practicing your headstands. Maybe try to get a little tuck up and then plant the feet on the opposite outside of the hands. Beautiful. Hands in prayer. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Fill up. Open the mouth. Exhale. Hands down onto the mat. Lift the hips up nice and high. Keep those feet separated out nice and wide. We're going to come into birds of paradise. So we're going to take the left arm and we're going to bend the left knee and really try to get that left tricep underneath that left thigh. Wrap it up and under. Think about that bind that we had for our side angle. So if you had the bind for your side angle, but you're not getting it here, it's totally cool to go into that side angle, find that bind, and then step your opposite foot up. Ground into your right foot and see if maybe you can rise up. Find your drishti, find that gaze, find that stillness. And then using your bind, carry that leg up. Maybe you can extend your leg a little bit at the top. Beautiful. We're here for 3. Back to our Malasana Yogi squat in 2. And 1. Left foot comes all the way down. Malasana Yogi squat, hands in prayer. And let's take our hands down to the floor once again. We're going to step the right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Drop the right knee down, untuck the right toes. Right hand comes to the inside of that left foot. Left toes are going to kind of turn out towards the left top corner of the mat. Gaze over your left shoulder. And then option to take a hold of that right foot, bend the right knee. Try to keep that left foot all the way down on the mat so that left knee doesn't go too far away. Open up the chest for 3. Half pigeon in 2. And 1. Doesn't look like Kate wants to get out of that one, but we're going to force her to come into her pigeon stretch. Left knee behind the left wrist. Slide that right leg out nice and long behind you. And then when you're ready, let's lower all the way down onto the belly and stretch it out here. Every exhale, try to release a little bit more. See if you can really feel the muscles of your left hip and your glute start to release. Maybe your left hip starts to kind of fall a little closer towards the floor. Nice deep breath in. We'll start to walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the right toes under. We're coming straight back into our downward facing dog. Lift that left leg up and back. And let's go ahead, find our downward facing dog. Bring our hands shoulder width distance apart. Option to take that same tuck or step up if you'd like. Maybe some of you would like to walk your feet in and try for a little crow pose. Totally optional. And when you're ready, whether you're in your crow and your knees are on your triceps, we'll come down into our Malasana Yogi squat. Let's have the hands down on the ground, lift the hips, forward fold. This time we're taking that right arm, really sweep it underneath the right thigh. Try to get that shoulder really underneath. Maybe bend the knees a lot here if you need to. Reach that left arm up and over, try to grab that bind. Ground into that left leg. Find your gaze before you start to lift up. And then rise up nice and slow. Strong leg here. Option to grab for that ankle if you need to, if you can't find that binder, if it's not accessible for you. We're here for 3. Back to that Malasana Yogi squat in 2. And 1. Right foot comes all the way down onto the ground. Malasana Yogi squat, hands down onto the floor. Let's step that left foot all the way to the back of our mat. Drop the left knee, untuck the left toes. Turn the right toes to the right a little bit. Left hand down on the mat. Right arm grabs for that right knee. Twist it open, and then option to grab for that left foot. Bend that left knee. Open up the chest. For 3, 2. Half pigeon on this side. So slide that left foot to the left side of the mat. Right knee behind. Oopsies, just kidding. Right foot to the left side of the mat, right knee behind the right wrist, and walk it down whenever you're ready. Relax the head and the shoulders. Again, same thing here. Noticing if you feel tight. Most of us are right-handed and find tightness in our left hip. So kind of notice how maybe you ease into this side a little bit differently. We're here for 3 more deep breaths. And as you reach the end of your 3rd breath, we're going to walk our hands up, and we're going to exit out of this a little differently. We're going to roll onto our right hip and just swing our left leg forward. Bring our feet out nice and long in front of us. Sit up nice and tall, arms out in front of us, palms up towards the sky, and slowly, 1 inch at a time, let's lower all the way down onto our mat. And let's go ahead, stack the knees on top of the hips, bring the feet parallel to the floor. We're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders off of the mat. Gaze down at the navel. Hands are going to go out down by the sides, or you can reach the arms up overhead. Kate's not happy because she knows where we're heading with this. Option to keep your legs here. We're working our core here if you haven't noticed. You can take your legs and extend them up towards the sky if you want to challenge yourself. And if you want to challenge yourself even more, you're going to bring your feet towards the mat. But the second you feel that low back lift, you're going to hold there. You're going to drive that low back into the mat. Maybe your biceps are by your ears. Hold here, breathe. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, push that low back into the mat. Every exhale, find a little bit more strength. We're here for 3. Look how strong you are for 2. Look at Kate's laughing. And 3. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. Extend the legs out nice and long on the mat. Let's take a full body stretch. Reach the arms, point the toes, low back lifts. And then let's hug the knees into the chest. Once again, extend the legs up towards the sky, legs up the wall. Option to stay here or find plow pose. Hands come down by the side. Start to lift your hips up overhead. Maybe your toes touch the floor. Maybe they don't. That's totally fine. You can take your hands on your low back if you'd like. If a shoulder stand is in your practice, we've done so much work today to open up our shoulders. So think about really pulling those shoulder blades together, stacking the hips on top of the shoulders. For 3, Happy baby in 2 and 1, wherever you're at, whether you're in a plow, whether your legs are still up the wall. We're going to go ahead and grab for the outside of our feet, tailbone down towards the ground. Nice deep breath in on your exhale. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Make yourself a tiny little yogi ball. Bring the forehead to the knees. And as you exhale, legs out nice and long on the mat. Hands down by the sides. And let's take a few deep breaths. Either this sends you into your Shavasana or this closes out your class. Let's take a nice deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Pause at the top of your inhale. Hold. Open the mouth and let it go. Beautiful. One more time. Nice deep breath in. Fill up and pause. Exhale, release down into your final resting posture. This is where we will leave you. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.